So the first thing I always do is when I look at the tail, right, I try to see which way all the feathers align. Because what you want to do is create a tail that's flat. And if you look at this bird, and it's hard to show you unless you're looking at it right on, there's a dip over here. Here it's a little bit high. There's a gap. The shoeing feathers are sitting a little bit further out on both sides than the balance of the tail. So what I want to do is try to center it, and what I'd like to try to do is take this split here, try to put part of it out here, part of it there. Okay, that's what I'd like to do. Might be a little bit difficult because she's missing a bunch of feathers in here, but there is always, like, I'll be honest with you, when, what was it, my blue hen 27 that I went 2 centrals with, she never had a middle. Could not grow the middle in her. That's why she was never shown as a yearling. Because her head setting was so tight, kept on smashing the feathers in the middle. I could never get those feathers growing. So I took that split and moved it to both sides, so when she put the pressure on the tail, right, it closed off the split on the side. Instead of putting the pressure in the middle, she put the pressure there, closed the split on the side. And that's how I got her to the show. But as a yearling and a young bird, could not get that tail fixed. So most times they have enough feathers in there to be able to do that. So right now I'm just going through them, feeling it out, see what you got for room. Like there's a big split, there's a big gap in there. So let's see what we have to do. So I'm twisting and breaking feathers to flatten them out, and you can hear them crack. And I'm trying to put them in place. Like there's birds that I've laced for other people that every single feather in that tail has been broken in more than one place to get it to sit where you want it to sit. You can break it down low, up high, in the middle. You have to see what is best for the particular bird. And sometimes, right, depending on how many feathers are in that tail, you can take out feathers, not lace them, and the bird will show better with some feathers missing. If you've got a bird that's having difficulty putting the head down in the pocket, it's because it's got so much shoeing there, it can't get down. Pull some of it out. Play with it, right? And when you lace it, lace up, take 2 or 3 feathers out of the bottom, just lace them out of there, right? And see how much shoeing you got to take out so that the bird will sit down properly. Otherwise, they'll carry the head high up on the tail because they go as far back as when they feel the pressure. So as soon as they feel the pressure, they stop, just like this yellow, right? We pull the feathers down to give it shoeing. As soon as it feels the feathers on the floor, I'm balanced. I don't have to go any further back. But before lacing it, you want it to be like a parlor roll. Just wanted to flip over in the cage. So what I'm going to do is lace it up first to see how much. I got to bend the feathers in the middle to close it up.
So take notice that Dominic's lacing from the top. So I lace the same way he does. The one thing I do different is that I'll typically hold these feathers with this hand as I lace with this hand. Otherwise, you're jamming, you're actually doing the exact opposite of what you want to do. So everybody does it a little bit different, but you can do it different.
So what I did is I put her down to see what I had done if it was going to work. And all I tried doing was taking the 2 feathers in the middle and reverse the lock on them. So instead of layering them the proper way, all I did is reversed it to see if that would fix it. But in this case, it won't. Sometimes it does do it for you. So what I'm going to do is take 4 feathers from the middle on each side and just bend them right over in the direction you want them to go.
Are you actually breaking them?
Yep.
You're not.
Just bending them.
He's bending them, not breaking them.
Oh, he's not breaking them?
No, that's the Odell thing, breaking them. Odell, he just broke them. These are bent, not broken. When they're broken, I think they're tough to deal with.
Is there ever a time you would cross it? If you had a gap that bad?
So the question is, anytime that you would cross 2 feathers?
Depends on the
I have
bird.
for sure.
Sometimes bending, you can close a gap to an extent, but sometimes you just, too much pressure in the pocket, too tight a pocket or whatever, it's just not going.
Genie around?
One of the difficulties when you do that, those birds that you off, they're really uncomfortable, but, so I'd say it's a last resort. Come here for a minute. Anybody guess how old this gentleman is? 13 today. He's 13 years old. Show him that tail. Show him the back of that tail. Show him the back of that tail. This guy's been showing birds for 3 years. If a kid like that can learn in that relatively short period of time, there's no reason why anybody can't learn. Now, that being said, I've seen people who show birds for years and years and years and years, and frankly, some of them would be farther ahead not to lace the bird rather than try to lace it. Want me to stay around there?
So what I ended up doing there is I took the 4 feathers, so the bird had a split in there like that. So I took 4 feathers or 5 feathers on either side, tried to take it so that they come across like this. Take these feathers here, lock them up in here. Take those feathers here, lock them up in there, and then lace them. 3 times I laced them, once across the bottom, once through the middle, and once across the top. So that they're locked in across like that. So the feathers aren't twisted. All you've done is you've taken the feathers and bend them into the shape that they're supposed to go to try to interlock them.
So the kind of stuff he's talking about takes a long time and a lot of trial and error, and frankly, you're a whole lot farther ahead to breed them right and look after them right. But again, if you're in a predicament he is, here, make this bird look as good as you possibly can, and you got 5 minutes or less, you do what you can.